Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So look, in this one I wanted to talk about two winless football teams, the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets, okay? But more specifically, the head coaches of both ball clubs. You have Matt Patricia with Detroit, and then you have Adam Gase, of course, with the New York Jets. Now, I find it really interesting because every single fan of football knows that these two guys are probably the worst two in football. You can make an argument for a guy like Vic Fangio, a Dan Quinn possibly, but when you look at Matt Patricia and you look at Adam Gase, they're seemingly racing against each other week by week to kind of outdo each other for the title of worst head coach in the National Football League. I mean, it's that bad. And I feel horrible for both fan bases involved. I feel horrible for the players that are trapped in this nightmare. And it just seems like nobody can escape until both of these guys are relieved of their duties. I mean, really, what's the identity? What's the vision? What are the goals of both franchises right now? As far as the New York Jets go, I can't name any. I mean, of course, you have your goals like win the Super Bowl and make the playoffs, win the division and all that kind of stuff. But, realistic goals, a realistic roadmap on how to build this franchise from the bottom up, because, let me assure you, the New York Jets are at the bottom. So when I look at the Jets, or, when I look at Gase and Patricia, they're similar in so many ways, but at the same time, different in so many ways. It's almost like both teams are bad, but they're bad in separate, completely opposite ways. When I look at Detroit, this is a team that has talent, right? They have a solid quarterback, Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's probably the most underrated quarterback to play. I mean, in my lifetime, nobody really gives Stafford credit. I mean, this is a dude who's never really had a solid head coach. He's always dealt with subpar talent, below average talent around him, outside, of course, of a few guys here and there, like the Megatrons and the Kenny Galladays of the world. But, again, when you just focus on Matt Patricia, I mean, this is a dude who, or the Detroit Lions team overall. I mean, this is a Lions team that, again, has talent, but they score points early in these games. Like, I feel like the preparation is there. Like, they know how to come out of the gates swinging. They know how to come out of the gates putting 7, 10, 14, 20 points on the board early, right? In the first half. Like, they can do that. But it's like the Lions just completely self-destruct, self-implode at halftime, and then it's just like a completely different ball club in the second half. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's no reason, it's insanity that this Lions team continues to blow double-digit leads. I mean, dating back to last season. Matt Patricia's entering year 3 with this Lions squad, but even going back to last year, even week 1 of last year against the Arizona Cardinals, right? The team that was picking 1 overall in last year's draft, the Lions are up early on the Cardinals, should have been an easy win, and then they go into this weird prevent defense, drop everybody. Arizona starts to come back. Eventually it's tied, and they ended up tying that game. It's frustrating because the Detroit Lions have firepower. They have guys to put points on the board, and they have young defenders that, I like. And, some of these guys aren't the most talent, or, they haven't really put out the best production out there, but they still have high upsides. They're still guys, core pieces that you can build around. Detroit has players that I like, okay? I really, really do like a couple of these guys, and I don't think this Lions team, I don't think this record reflects what this Lions team actually is, and I don't think people will see that, or people, nobody will see this Lions team succeed until Patricia's gone. And just like the Jets, nobody envisions Adam Gase winning a Super Bowl. Nobody envisions Adam Gase winning the AFC East, especially with the Patriots not skipping a beat and the Buffalo Bills looking like, the next great team of the next decade. The Jets have got to step it up here. We got to start drafting some talent. We got to start signing some guys, building this team up to actually be competitive. Because when you look at this Adam Gase squad, I mean, the same issues that happened in Miami are now happening in New York. It's insanity. I mean, you have players speaking out. You had players come out this week being openly critical of how this Jets team has looked in practice, how they go about the preparation process, not being prepared. As soon as the game starts, they're down 7 points, they're down 14 points, and then, I mean, the Jets don't have enough firepower. Everybody's injured to where if they're down 20-0 early, that's the game. I mean, go back to last year, and I know the Jets, were 7-9 and whatever. It's still below average. And there was countless games last year where the Jets were outclassed, they were outcoached. I mean, just go and look at the double-digit losses that Adam Gase has on his tenure dating back to Miami, So I feel horrible. Again, I feel horrible for the players. I feel horrible for both fan bases that have to sit here and just witness this madness week after week after week after week. Now, I will say this. For both franchises out there, there's going to be a couple guys, some really like hot names out there for potential coaching candidates. You got guys like Eric Bieniemy from Kansas City. You got guys like Arthur Smith. You got guys like Robert Saleh, Matt LaFleur. There's going to be some guys. Jeremy Bates. So I'm kidding. That was a joke, obviously. Jets fans, you guys know what I mean. But look, it's not the end of the world for these franchises, okay? They just have to part way. The writing is on the wall for both of these guys, and it's just a matter of when these organizations are finally going to like wake up, realize that the fans are right here, and part ways with these guys, and then they could finally, hopefully for our sake here, pivot and try to bring in a new guy with a solid foundation, with a solid plan moving forward on how to attack the rest of the NFL. So kind of just wanted to, I know I rambled on here for a little bit, just kind of wanted to air my thoughts on Matt Patricia, Adam Gase, the whole thing. And, because I do find it interesting that both the Jets and the Lions are bad, but they're bad for different reasons. Again, the Lions start fast. They know how to prepare. Like, I do feel like Patricia's a smart guy. It's just keeping his foot keeping his foot on the gas pedal for the entirety of the game. And then Adam Gase, it's like, if the other team scores in the first drive, it's game over, because this Gase team will not come back. There's like no fight at all. And then it's like, all right, well, we tried. The plan that we tried in practice, or that we, practice all week, the game plan going in, if it doesn't work, it's like, all right, well, we just lost. That's kind of the mindset. That's kind of the feeling that I get when I watch these, Gase-led teams, these Gase-led offenses. It's absolutely abysmal. Let's just be honest. And hopefully, okay, again, for the sake of the Lions fans, for the sake of the Jets fans here, the agony ends soon. So I'll leave it there. Which coach will be gone first? Will it be Patricia? Will it be Adam Gase? Or, hey, will it be a Fangio? Will it be a Dan Quinn? I know Dan Quinn's seat is like boiling hot at this point, especially blowing that lead against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the final score of that game was 40-39. God. But Dan Quinn can say, you know what? I have a couple playoff wins. Like, I got to a Super Bowl. Like, we have looked competent. And yeah, granted, Kyle Shanahan was on that staff, and LaFleur, LaFleur was on that staff, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, Dan Quinn has a little bit of a resume, whereas Matt Patricia, I mean, he doesn't have 10 wins with the Lions yet, and he's entering year 3. I think he has over 20 losses or something, and a tie. And then Adam Gase, like, oh great, like 7-9, but the Jets got killed by the Patriots, embarrassed by Philly, blew a fourth quarter lead against the Bills week 1 of last year, lost to the winless Bengals at the time. The Miami Dolphins were horrible last year, lost to them as well. It's just bad, and both franchises need to make adjustments. They need to get different guys in the building. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Again, who's going to be parting way, who's going to be essentially fired first? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and I hope some Lions fans chime in, because I always like Detroit. I always view them as the ultimate underdog. They never seem to get the call, whether it's like the face mask against Aaron Rodgers, the Hail Marys. It just seems like it's year after year, somehow, some way, something does not go in the favor of Detroit. And the ball never really bounces in their way. And I'm starting to find that like really intriguing in like a negative way. Like it's doesn't sit well with me. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.